Hey, welcome to the Saturday Smoker. This is a midweek video. I have a couple things to do to the Brazos this week. Number one, I have to clean it out. In the previous video I did 3 pork butts on it, and with a cook like that there's just a ton of fat and grease that fall off of those pieces of meat. I've already drained out the grease out of my drip bucket and taking care of that, but the inside of the smoker needs to be scraped down and cleaned out. Now I won't spray it out with water or any kind of cleaner because I want the seasoning to stay in, but I do want to take care of the glumps and gobbledygooks and stuff like that that have fallen off the pieces of meat and down into the cook chamber. The second thing I'm doing is I'm taking out the charcoal plate and adding in some tuning plates that I had purchased off eBay. There are several companies that sell these tuning plates, but I just found that ordering from a steel provider to be about $20, $30, $40 cheaper than what I was finding online, and I will link that eBay seller down below, and I hope that you guys find this interesting. So let's get started. So after the cook like that, I already scraped out some of the ugliness, and I dumped my water pan out the day of just after the cook, so none of that stuff was hanging off. But you can see like stuff hanging off the grill grate, and you can see down in there's food bits and all kinds of piles of grease. So I'm gonna open this up here, as you guys can see. See, there's all kinds of yumminess down there. Now some of that is flavor and some of it is garbage, and we don't want that stuff or that smell to end up burning, and then that burn will get into your smoke. So we're going to take care of that, get that nice and clean. So when cleaning out your smoker, these are the tools that I normally use. I don't have them, of course I don't have a garbage bag showing up here, but those are rubber gloves, keep your hands from getting grease and grime all over them, and then I just use a plastic scraper to get all the bits. So, and then when I'm all done, I'll give it a coat of canola oil. So here we go, on to the cleaning. Okay, got my gloves on. I'm going to pull off the grill, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to stack it right here. Take my scraper, and all I'm going to do is knock off all the bits. Okay. Try to get it all. See how greasy that is? You don't want that on your hands. Just knock up all the bits. You don't scrape too hard, and I don't go down to the paint. You can use metal, just a metal scraper or a metal brush. Just be careful not to knock it down to bare metal, because you're going to lose some flavoring and stuff like that. So just try to get all the bits off as best you can. And then you'll see what I do later on, and I'll help take care of some of these little grease bits. But try to get it as clean as possible. Get all those little bits off. It's a windy day, so I hope you can hear me. Okay. Get the bits off. All I'm going to do is set this aside. Little bits fell off. Now the charcoal grate's coming out, so look how nasty that is. But I don't want to have that sitting on my porch for my dog to eat it or something like that, so I'm just going to scrape it all off. Get all that burnt up nastiness out of the cooker. That stuff all turns into carbon and gets to smelling bad, so you don't want that smell in your food, right? Set this aside. Get all the bits, just throw them in here, because all of it's going to go into a bag. Okay, got my bag here, and I'll get to that in a second. So what you're seeing in here, that's just from that weekend cook where I did the 3 butts. This is all from that. I had cleaned out the smoker before I had done that cook. So what you're seeing is the leftover of that cook. Now, I'm not scraping hard, I'm just getting the grease bits up. Again, you don't want to de-season your grill in a cleanup, okay? You still want to have a little bit in there to keep it up, but you want to get rid of the buildup, okay? All the drip, nasty grease that burns up and stuff, you want to get that all taken care of. And you can see that it comes up fairly easy with the scraper. So bringing it down, guys, just scraping it up. It doesn't have to be perfect because you have so much in here and you want to get that taken care of. Just like that. Okay, so make yourself a little pile, get your garbage bag, and then lift it out and dump it in. And you can use the bag to wipe the scraper on the inside. Look at that. Do you really want that in your cooker? No, you don't want that in your cooker. Okay? It is super nasty. Okay? Just get it all out of there. And use the bag. Try not to poke the hole in your bag if you have one of these white plastic bags. Just give it another once over. Clean it out. Just like that. And that I would call clean. There's a little bits and bits. That stuff will melt and drip out eventually anyway. But like when you have this much stuff, you're going to want to get rid of that, guys. You don't want that in your cooker. Okay, so that's basically all I do to clean out the cook chamber. There's some built up pieces over here I missed. And that's it. And then wash this off and reuse it. And this goes in the garbage. Dog can eat that. So once you get that done, I just come through and I give it a good spray of canola oil, just to make sure that any metal you exposed doesn't have any rust or get any buildup of rust. Not a ton, just enough to cover the metal. So the firebox is next. So I have some leftover charcoal that I don't really want to have go to waste. So I'll put that in my starter. Pieces here. Most of this is okay to go. So I have a bucket that I bought at Menards and just scrape that stuff into it. Works out great. I've had that bucket for 4 or 5 years. If you want to save this stuff, you can save it. It'll still be coals. Love charcoal, man. Some people use a shop vac. I don't have one. I have one in my shop or my shed, but I don't really want to just go get it out. So you can use a shop vac and scrape up all the stuff. I have this tool. This tool is awesome. I got this with my Kamado. This thing is great. You can make your own. Get all the ash out. You want all the ash out after every cooking. Ash causes rust, guys. Probably heard that before, but it's true. You need to get the ash out of your cooker, or it'll create rust in your cooker. I don't think y'all need to hear all that anymore. I'll just get this done and there we go. So once that's done, go ahead and put your charcoal grate back in. Set it up how you usually cook on it. Got grease all over my hand. Should have been wearing my gloves. And that's all there is to the cook chamber. So I got some tuning plates off eBay for my Old Country Brazos. They are 1/4 inch thick metal, 4 inches by 12 inches by 1/4 inch thick. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this mortar tub with some soapy water. Wash them off, get them cleaned off, make sure they don't have any grease or anything on them that might leach into the food when I do a cook. And then I'm going to put them in the cooker. This mortar tub was a suggestion. Actually, I saw in another video by a really cool guy. His channel is This Grill Life. I actually found him on Twitter, and he has been awesome. Both his content on Twitter and on YouTube, excellent stuff. So I highly suggest you guys check him out. He uses a pellet grill, and his stuff is very good. He also links to other people that do barbecue and grilling on Twitter, so you can get into the whole Twitter universe without all the politics if you'd like. So I'm going to start doing that, and I'm going to do one in regular motion, then I'll speed it up so you guys don't have to bear all the time that it's going to take to do these. So it's not going to take long, it's just kind of boring. So I have a brush, soapy water. I want to set it in there. Scrub it off. Get any grease that might be on there. I'm using Dawn dish soap. That's all I'm using. It's not galvanized metal. It's just straight steel. And just like that. I'll wash it off. Towel over here. I'll quickly dry it off. Get all the water off of it so I don't flash rust. And that's all there is to it. Okay, once you get one done, cleaned off, it's a little wet yet, dry it off as fast as you guys can. That way you don't get flash rust. And what I do is I spray it down with canola oil. Your hand's going to get a little oily doing this, but that way you don't waste a whole bunch. Do the edges. Careful of the edges, okay? They are sharp. Guess what? It's oily. Okay. It's like a Charlie Chaplin video. And then just put it in. And I'm going to space it out. Once I get them all in, I'll space it out. So that's 2 down, and then I'll get the rest done and I'll bring you back. Here you can see that I have the tuning plates installed now. I basically just used my thumb. I guess it was a pretty good measurement. I used my thumb all the way across to make them equal, and then I left the gap down there. So that's away from the cooking grate anyway. So what this will do is it will let smoke come up into the chamber, but it will also equalize the heat. And so you should get a more equal heat throughout the cook chamber compared to what I used to have. I used to have just the coal grate here, and then the heat would come up and it would come up right here, and everything here would cook so much faster than anything over there. So hopefully this will help with that. I want to thank the guys at Old Country Barbecue Pits Lovers or something like that on Facebook. You'll find them on there. Great group of guys. You can't find a better group of guys to help with understanding how to use this cooker and how to use it properly for smoking food. So huge shout out to those guys. I'll link that Facebook page down below also. So I also linked the eBay page where I bought these at. So thanks for coming along, guys. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the coal grate back in there, and then I'm going to heat it up and get these guys seasoned for a little bit. So it's just start the fire and do it. So I'm not going to take you long for that. You saw me do that when I was doing my coal grate setup. So you don't really need to see it. It's because I'm going to light a fire and I'm going to let it heat up, and let it heat up for about a couple hours. So thanks for your support, your comments, your likes, your subscriptions. Thanks for the guys on Twitter that have been following along, and thanks for the guys on Facebook. I really appreciate your guys' support and your questions. If you haven't, give me a like and a subscribe, and we'll we'll see you back on either this Saturday or next Saturday with a new video. Take care.